Welcome to mark.bajerski YouTube channel and cheers. Wow. That was a ginger shot. How are you all doing today? Welcome to mark.bajerski YouTube channel. Sorry about that. I needed to intake that for my body to cleanse and clear it, because right now, more than ever, do we need to prepare ourselves for the future and for all of that which is the attack on humanity, on our children, on our grandparents, on ourselves. The attack which is non-foods, which are basically on the shelves of every supermarket, filled with toxins, filled with non-foods, basically. Food colorings, chemicals that the body doesn't understand at all, and therefore creates disease in the body, such as cancers and these issues that we have, long-term issues. The attack on our mind via the constant barrage of negative energy in way of breaking news, giving you the stories of the worst stories in the world, being told every day that the world is filled with darkness and evil, and making sure that they remind you moment after moment of the horrors of humanity. By doing so, we're programmed to keep well away from people, which is the perfect solution for the game plan for these people who constantly create havoc and chaos in this world. Separation is one of the most powerful things. If you can separate humanity, then you can easily take control of it and lead it. If humanity hold hands and come together and realize how one we all are, then the darkness fears that, constantly fears it. To darkness, the worst thing is that people come together in love. So like the bully in the playground, the bully constantly turns people against each other, tells people stories which are lies and deceits and cheating and the horror stories, and then they resort to bullying and punching and kicking and sending you fear so you're frightened of repercussions. So you can see that the bully actually never left the playground, and the playground that you were used to has just actually grown. The playground that you're living in now is worldwide, and the bullies are in all the prominent positions in the world, with a force of police, with the force of military, and with the force of the law, the long arm of the law. So if we're not a good boy, if we don't behave ourselves, if we don't speak correctly, if we speak out of turn and we say something, God forbid, that we see what's wrong in the world, then we're going to be punished and penalized. There's never been a more important time to look after our bodies. The 7 principles of life is so important. But let's break that down into just a few principles. The first principle of life, in my humble opinion, is my state of being, meaning my environment, where I am in this room. Nice music. Everything that I see in this room represents something that makes me happy, joyful. There is no fighting in this room. There is no arguing. There's only love, compassion. There's only creativity. There's only good energy. So I spent many years trying to create a good vibration in the room. So I needed to first of all ask myself, how do I keep the vibration well, or even deeper? How is the vibration in the room? How does it feel? Is it a healing vibration? And then, of course, most of you know me as the lemon guy. I scatter lemons all over the room. Why? Because a long time ago, a great and wise shaman told me that energy, especially if it's dark, can be absorbed by lemons. So I took that upon myself to take some lemons from a tree and place them into various rooms of my home and of my academy. And sure enough, after a hard day's work, working on clients who were filled with pain and suffering, that very room that I worked in, the lemons would go black. So now I know that negative energy might not be able to be seen, but through lemons, they will present itself to me. They will show me how the room feels. But I also learned something. I also learned how to feel energy within myself. And that took some time. It took a few years. Our body is always trying to show us through certain signs. I'll give you one. I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one. So our body is continually trying to show us signs by way of our hands, where they sit on the body, by our hand movements, by how we're feeling. Also, when we're looking at certain things, if our eyes are slightly fuzzy or blurry, or if we start to have a headache, or if there's a certain pain in the body, the lower back, or if we start feeling drained or our chest feels weak, these can be signs of the body trying to scream, saying that the energy in the room or those around you are carrying very heavy energy. So that said, what do you do thereafter when you find that there is negative energy in your room? Well, I set off on a mission to try and create some kind of cleansing in the room. I tried salt, I tried rice, I tried different variations of herbs, rosemary, and all sorts of different things. And what I was really coming to understand was the more I was using certain types of Mother Earth's herbs, that the room was getting stronger and I was feeling better. So after working with many hundreds, if not thousands, of herbs and incense, I realized that there was one particular, well, two predominantly, that I would always go back to, and that would be Palo, Santo and sage. But they both have an extremely unique energy, and they both have a very precise energy to work with as a healer. What I noticed was when things were really heavy in the room, when people were in a really heavy place, deep trauma or deep issues with, let's say, energies that one wouldn't normally hold or have in their energy field or within them. Sage would be that, what would be my go-to. Keeping a room of good energy, Palo Santo was extremely important. And I found that working with shamans, we would always Palo Santo ourselves down. But I always found that the Palo Santo in the stick form took some doing to set on fire. So I created my own sticks from Palo Santo, in the sense that I found a beautiful village in the mountains of the Andes, and they would create a stick with resin and with different types of herbs added to them, but predominantly Palo Santo, which would be easy to burn, and there would be a lot of smoke. The secret to any of these cleansing rituals is the smoke. The more smoke you have, the more you cleanse. So to this day, right now, like last night, I was on Rise Above with a great group of lads, and just before I started the interview, I cleansed this room. I cleansed myself with my sticks. And for the past decade and a half, I've used these sticks to cleanse and clear myself before, during, and after every 1.5 hour session I ever gave, or whether I was in a ritual, or whether I was in Bali performing a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 day beautiful ceremony. Keeping yourself cleansed and having good energy is one of the most important things you can do right now. Because if you can cleanse your energy field, then anything that is within your energy field now has the opportunity to grow. When you are filled with negative thoughts or negative energy because of an environment you're in, or a partnership, or friendships, or working friendships, or not so much friendships, but working environment, when you're full up, the energy has to go somewhere. The energy has to go somewhere. Your hands are always clearing and giving you signs to clear that energy. And when you can clear that energy, then you can start afresh. And when your clothes are dirty, there's only one thing you can do. You wash them, and that's the same with your energetic field, the energy field, the prana, chi. You've got to cleanse that. You've got to wash it, or as in my case, you jet wash it, so it's all gone. When your energy field is clear, you normally find that your thoughts are more clear. You find that the buzziness of the eyes disappear. The pain in the heart or the legs or the chest or the back or the mind disappear. You find that when your energy is clear, you as a body, as a spacesuit, feels more clear, feels more pure, feels more healthy. There is more energy in your energetic field because your little fish, your millions of fish, are not trying to clear away at that dirty energy smoke in your energy field. So when there's nothing to fix or heal because your energy is in good, strong, powerful vibration, then your fish don't need to exercise, and you can relax as we go into a meditation. Everything that you eat from day to day is either killing you or is giving you medication. Let food be thy medicine, let medicine be thy food. Most of us literally do not eat healthy at all. When you eat healthy, when you eat fruits, when you eat vegetables, the body understands those medicines. That is a medication. So like you would take a tomato and you would eat the tomato, it would feed the chambers of your heart and make you strong. That is medication for the heart. There are so many reasons why we have to become our own expert. There's so many reasons why we now have to become our doctor for ourselves, our health guru, our fitness instructor. And I see life now that the days of always embracing others to give us the encouragement and the enthusiasm to do things has to stop, because we can't live our life by way of needing somebody there all the time to make us feel better and to do the right thing. And these past 2 years, more than ever, I've realized that we have to take responsibility for our actions. We have to start to listen to our body temple. So when I wake up in the morning, I have 9 oils, and I attune to those oils. Which do I need today? Do I need awakening oil? Do I need sacred oil? Do I need Moldavite oil? I look at my oils and feel them and choose the oil. And then I'll open the bottle and I'll take this natural organic oil and I'll rub it in my hands and breathe it through my nose, and I will listen to the message as I'm breathing it. And the message may be, Mark, today you need to rub this oil on your back, on your kidneys or your liver or your heart or your temples. And once I've done that, I'll look at my crystal collection and my intuition will guide me to a certain crystal, and I'll wear that crystal that day. I will cleanse myself with my sticks. And then I will set off on a day's exercise or a walk, and I will heal myself. At the same time as I'm doing that, I'm registering what's important. So I'll give you a for instance. I just take a simple crystal here, beautiful crystal. So this is golden rutile. So I'll take the crystal and I'll just hold it and I'll close my eyes. The golden rutile is now connecting to my heart. The chest area, both sides of the chest is tightening. My back is starting to hurt slightly, high up. That's it. So today, I'm going to fully focus on my chest, my heart, and my back. So the first thing that sprung to mind is, what do I need to do to health and well-being for my body? And I saw mushrooms. So I'll be digesting mushrooms today at some point. The back, the first thing that came to my mind was a healing oil. So my healing oil needs to be rubbed on my back. The thought of what that pain was and why I need to look after my body is not a negative. It's just a way of taking care of myself. So it's body management. So these things are vital to our daily understanding of our body. Now, if you've been in the art of crystals and you've practiced over these years with me and with other healers, and you've learned to understand crystals and you've learned to understand the energy of crystals, then if you know my work, you'll know that the most powerful crystal in the world is, that's right, you. So when you hold a crystal and you listen to its memory, you listen to its frequency, and you listen to what your body is saying to you via the crystal, then you yourself should be able to listen to your body. When you go to a natural organic health store and there are a group of fruit and vegetables in that store, all free from contamination. You've got certain senses that you can use. So take, for instance, I walk into an organic store and I hold an orange in my hand. Just like a crystal, I can feel that orange, and I can look at that orange and I could say, what is this? And you could say, that's an orange. And I'd say, but look closely. Oh, well, it's orange. It's the colour orange. It's got loads of little tiny dots everywhere, and it's got this beautiful peel. Okay, but what else? And there's so much you can get from an orange if you hold it. So tell me about it. Tell me what your senses feel. Forget the crystal. Let's talk about the orange. Well, I can feel that this is filled with life. I feel it's got zest. It's there with energy. So inside will rejuvenate me. It will give me strength. It will strengthen my body in so many ways. So a fruit can talk to you just like a crystal can. And when you start to understand that, you start to connect to Mother Earth's medicines. So you might see a broccoli, and the broccoli will talk to you by saying it wants to stimulate your brain, because when you look at a broccoli, it's the same as the shape of a brain, or a cauliflower, same shape as a brain. You might see beetroot, and you just feel, your blood could need cleansing and clearing, and so on. You might see a stick of celery and think, oh, I'd love some celery today. Why is that? Well, maybe that your bones need to be strong. How do you know? Well, take a piece of celery and snap it. It sounds like a bone snapping, and actually it's extremely good for the bones, to strengthen the bones, and so on. And when you start to look deeper and deeper and look at the fruit and feel the vegetables, you start to realize that there's certain things that the body needs through that week. And if you can listen to your body will speak to you via fruit and veg. Now, you've got to understand that when there's a bowl of fruit in your house, you might just think, well, I've just picked up that fruit because I feel like it. Well, that's far more than just feeling like it. What that did was your body was craving a certain fruit, and you attuned to that, and you picked that fruit up because that fruit is now going to do great healing on your body. So you might pick an apple up, and the reason why you pick the apple up is because your whole of your body needed to be electrified by 10,000 beautiful stimulants that only an apple can give you. So why did I choose them grapes? Maybe you needed cleansing. But there's always reasons why we choose certain fruit and vegetables for our body. And I think that's amazing. How many of you have ever picked an apple and smelt it and then cut it or bit into it and appreciated it wholeheartedly, like, oh my God, I can feel the healing taking place? Not many, I guess, but I've learned over the years to slow down. And most of us don't really eat. We just consume. But when we eat properly, we appreciate every mouthful. We listen to our body because it's telling us what it's healing, as long as it's real food. Your body always tells you in a way of thank you, in a way of strengthening that part of the body that needed to be strengthened by the fruit or the vegetable. And when you do that, there is a spiritual connection between you, your body, and the fruit or the vegetable. I have talked about the magic half hour before, and that is when you pull a fruit from a tree, it has an extra life energy attached to it for half an hour. And you eat the actual life force of the fruit, which is an incredible miracle in itself. That's why when you were a kid and you went chomping, running up trees and eating apples from a tree, or crab apples or pears, nobody could ever explain, nobody could ever draw or write down that feeling. But it's the most amazing feeling in the world, because you are one with the tree, and you are eating the tree, and you are eating health and well-being. You are eating medicine. When you pull a root from the soil and you clean it and you eat the carrot, for instance, you will energize your eyes to an extent that you start to heal yourself, you start to heal your eyes, and so on and so on. In a relationship, if it's a toxic relationship, then the toxins run into your body and they eventually cause cancers or illness. Some people are in a relationship because they're so frightened of leaving that relationship. Some people are in a relationship who turn a blind eye to the pain and suffering that they feel within that relationship. All of these things need to now be looked at, and we need to face them, and we need to find solutions and ways to move forward. Because if we don't, and one of the principles of life is a relationship, like my mother, she was in a toxic relationship. She tried to leave once, but she never did. And because of that, she ended up with stomach cancer and dying. I would ask you this question: do you think your partner is more important than your life and dying? If the answer to that is no, they're not more important, my life is more important because I have children or I have a future, and my life is more important than my partner. If you believe that, which you should, then you have to come to a point where you have to be stronger than the relationship. And although it may seem or may feel very scary, walking away from a relationship or facing that relationship by truth, ultimately, if you can head forward into truth, and if you can move right into it and say, okay, I'm in the needle of the storm here, but I need to tell you this. I'm not going to be with you another day if you treat me like this ever again, and I'm just going to give you one warning. If you ever talk to me like that or raise a hand to me again, I'm going to walk out of that door and you will never see me for the rest of my life, because my life is worth more than the way you treat me. And if you can do that, and you set your standards higher than the fear of what's going to happen, then you will then have cleared one of the principles of life to then start anew, afresh, and not to go back into a toxic relationship again and ask yourself why I got in there in the first place, and to make sure that you become stronger, and whoever you meet thereafter has to love and respect you for the person that you are, and have integrity and love and kindness. And I will not be with anybody unless they are like that. When you walk into a supermarket and you realize that there's nothing on the shelves that is edible for you or your family, and you make a decision that this is equally as important to my relationship, which may have been toxic, so now I'm going to treat this same energy the same. So no, I'm sorry, but there's nothing on these shelves. This isn't real food. You're an abuser. This is an abusive corporation. And I'm going to go out now and I'm going to look for health and well-being, just like you're going out to look maybe or open up to somebody who's going to love you and who has a kind and a healing manner. So I'm going to look for my food, which is natural, organic, and healing. All of these things are vital to your life path and your health and your well-being. There's no point having longevity if you're sick. if you're filled with illness, if you're filled with sadness and anger and you wake up every morning feeling depressed, I mean, why would anybody want to live that long anyway? Well, you wouldn't, would you? So everything should be now geared on one path. Your relationships should be healthy, clean, loving, kind, caring. Your working environment cannot be filled with bullies, cannot be filled with people who are judgmental and arrogant and bitter and jealous and nasty. No. Walk away from it and start again. Find something that makes you happy when you get up in the morning. So you want to get up in the morning and feel joy from the co-workers, from the business that you may run. All of these things are vital right now to our well-being. Everything that I own on my table over there and over here are all my tools to help me through the day. They help me, they strengthen me, they cleanse me, they heal me, they strengthen my vibration. Crystals, oils, incense, these are my working tools. But also, everything in my fridge is all my medication. Everything in my fridge is natural and pure. The water that I drink comes from a source which is called spring water. Everything that I hear in this room is of love and high vibration. Everything that I put into this room has memory of healing. Everything that I see brings me joy in this room. I create that same energy in me because of all the things that I share with you today. So ultimately, my body is a temple. And I've always said to you, the worst thing you can do is say, okay, I'm sick now, I need to get better. But by constantly looking after your body in the ways that I share with you, this is a constant maintenance. And by maintaining your body through the year, you will look younger, you will feel younger, you will be free from all negative thoughts, you will be free from illness and disease. And that, today, my friends, is my little chat with you. Take from this what you will. Little snippets of truth. One thing that may have digested into your psyche today is what you need. You don't need to swallow everything today. And like I said, more than once, you can't teach Einstein to a child in a day. I cannot be fit and healthy in a day. But what I can do is take small steps by way of reacting, standing back, looking, creating, observing, and healing. All of these things help us along the journey of life in a way that is only positive, in a way that can only and ever benefit you, which then benefits everybody around you. Today we become stronger by slowing down. And like the lighthouse doesn't need to run, it just needs to shine. And by shining your light, by looking after yourself and using those principles, you'll find that you make a massive impact in this world. And you can change lives, and you can save lives, and you can really feel that there's a sense in you that now I'm starting to understand the purpose of life. But if you're sick because you're always eating non-foods and your body's fighting against whatever is inside the body that shouldn't be there because you're buying off a supermarket shelf and you're eating junk which is not food, it's hard for your body to listen to anything. But when you look after your body and eat correctly, then your body then starts to awaken senses within your body. So you can hear, see, smell, touch, feel. Your energy heightens and grows, and your awareness becomes ever so increasing day after day. And then all of a sudden you get great ideas, great thoughts. You're feeling more positive. You're waking up with no reason but feeling good. Why? No idea, but I feel better today. These are the things that I work on daily, and I hope that you take the courage today to make this the first day of the rest of your life. I wish you all a beautiful day, and I'd like to thank you so much for supporting mark.bajerski.com. Thank you for going to my website and buying all your authentic crystals, oils, incense, and all the shamanic tools that I've used over these 20 years. I appreciate every single thing that you've done. I appreciate you, and I'm thankful from the bottom of my heart that you're still here now listening to this. I really am. Myself and Ajahn, we met this morning. We're going to do a live for you guys, and it's going to be a live of myself and Ajahn here, and we're going to do a beautiful kind of, first of all, it will be an introduction. We'll talk about our truth, we'll talk about healing, we'll talk about what we enjoy talking about, and then we're going to go through kind of like a one-to-one session, and we're going to give you good energy. So while Ajahn is talking, I'll be sending healing. While I'm doing my work, Ajahn will be sending his healing, and we'll work together somehow, and it'll be a lovely hour. So that will be coming up soon, so keep your eye out for that. And hopefully if you enjoyed that, then we might do a few more. I guess that's it. I'm wishing you all a beautiful evening. I'm feeling great now. I'm feeling much better today. More relaxed, more in balance, in tune. I really do feel I've done some great work on cleansing the parasites within me, and as all of us have parasites, I think it's something that we need to look at. I'll talk about it in great detail soon when I'm fully 100%, but today I just wanted to share this little video with you just as a heads up, and hopefully it might have made a little bit of a difference or an impact in your life to make that change. So thank you so much, guys, for going to mark.bajerski.com and buying your authentic crystals. I hope you enjoyed working with them as much as I loved working with them too. Have a great day. Love you all. Bye for now.